So I qualified for the $1,500 satellite today and I busted out earlier. I was upset at my play and I ended up going somewhere else to play some 3-5. In today's video, I tried to recover mentally from that loss and shake it off. There are some crazy up and down swings. I don't know how I'm able to keep my composure after I busted out earlier. Also, there's some really weird plays. After reviewing the recording, I caught some weird hand signals. Tune in today. Let me know what you guys think. Hey everybody, it's LapChi. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in again. And with no further ado, let's get right into the video. So we start playing some 1-3 first as we wait for a 3-5 table. And in this hand, we're sitting in the low jack and we peel pocket sevens. The action gets to me and I decide to bet to $20. The big blind then raises to $80 and I end up making the call. The flop is a 6, 8, and a 9. We have the third pair and open in there. The big blind bets to 60 and I just make the call. The turn is now a 3. Big blind shoves all in for $255. I have a bluff catcher and I'm still tilted and I have an open ender. I'm getting a bad price as well. I have some outs though and decide to make the call. The river is a jack. He shows a set of 9s. I thought I had more outs. It was a bad play. We lose a $890 pot. Well, this is a pretty bad start. Don't worry, things get better. We finally leave the 1-3 table and we start at the 3-5 table. We're sitting on hijack and we have pocket 8s. The button straddles for $10. The plus one bets to $35. The low jack calls and I raise it to $110. Everybody folds except for the low jack. The flop comes a 2, 10, and a 3. We have second pair. He checks to me. I continue to c-bet to $150 and then he shoves all in to $216. Ayya, what the hell? I'm definitely priced in. I make the call as it's only another $66. The turn is a 4, the river is a 7. We show a pair of 8s and the low jack mucks. We take down the $710 pot. It's definitely nice to be up a pot today, and in this hand, we're sitting in big blind and we peel a king-queen offsuit. There's a straddle on for $10 and I bet to $40. And under the gun then raises it to $105. What the hell? Okay, well, I decide to make the call. The flop comes a 7, queen, and a 10. We being top pair with a great kicker. Thank you very much, dealer. Under the gun then bets to $150. We're not folding quite yet and decide to make the call. The turn is a 4. I check and so does he. The river now is a 7. I bet to $150. He makes the call. I show our hand. He makes an unhappy table chip slap. I'm guessing he has jacks or maybe a pair of 10s. We take a $803 pot. Finally, now I feel like I'm heating up a bit, and in this hand, I'm sitting on the plus 1. We peel a 8-7 suited. I decide to bet to $30. Low jack calls, button, and the big blind calls. Flop is a 3, 8, and a queen. We have the second pair and the backdoor flush draw. We all check it through, and then the button bets to $90. I end up making the call. The turn is a ace. I then decide to rep the ace and bet $150 and ayya, the button makes the call. The river is a king. I bet another $350 while the button tanks. This guy sitting next to me is tapping crazily. What the hell is that? It's making me sweat. He tanks for a little bit and then makes the call. He shows a king queen. Ayya, he has 2 pairs. We lose a $1,213 pot. I shouldn't have said anything. Oh boy, it's gonna be a long night. We're sitting in the big blind and we peel pocket 10s. Under the gun straps for $10. The plus one bets to $60. The big blind calls and I raise it to $200. The plus one calls and so does the button. The flop comes a 8, 5, and a 7. We still have an overpair, so I decide to bet $350. The plus one then jams for $980. And then the button jams as well for $1,055. The pot is now like $3,000. I have about 500 left and I just don't think I'm good here. But I'm also getting at 6-1. What would everybody do here? I decide to make the fold. The turn is at ace, the river is a queen, the +1 shows pocket jacks, the button mucks. We lose about $500 from our stack. And this is becoming a nightmare. So I topped up another 500 to my stack. We're sitting on the button and we have a ace-7 suited. The +1 bets to 10. The cutoff calls. I decide to raise it to 45. The small blind calls. The +1 calls, and so does the cutoff. The flop is a 4, 8, and a 7. We have second pair. Everybody checks in me, and I decide to bet to 75. The small blind raises to 150. What the hell is this? I'm in position and the price is pretty cheap, so I make the call. The turn is a 6. He checks to me again. I decide to rip it all in for another $405. He snap calls. The river is a 5. The board is a straight. I asked him if we were chopping and he shows me pocket 9s. What the hell? Yeah, gave me hope for nothing. We lose a $1,319 pot. After I lost that last hand, I rebought for another $1,000. We're sitting on the cutoff and we peel a ace-10 offsuit. The button straddles for $10. The hijack bets to 30. I call, and so does the big blind. The flop comes a 4, queen, and a king. We both check. The big blind bets to $55. The hijack calls. I'm getting about a 5-1 with some outs, so let's make a call. The turn is a 5. Everyone checks it through. The river is a jack. We bink the Broadway. Thank you very much, dealer. It checks in me, and I bet a bluffy $200. While the button tanks, the hijack looks like he's making some weird hand signals, raising his thumb while shuffling his chips. What does everybody think about this? After that, the button calls and the hijack calls. Very strange. And I show the straight. They both muck. I take down a $828 pot. So let me know in the comment section below on what your feelings are about this. I didn't notice it before, but after reviewing the video and after he raised his thumb 3 or 4 times, they both end up calling. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just me, but that is so suspicious. We're sitting on the button and we strap for $10 and we peel pocket 8s. The cutoff bets to 60 and I raise it to $200. He makes the call, everybody else folds. The flop is a 3, 8, and a 9. We pick a set, it gets checked to me and I bet another $200. The cutoff calls. The turn is a jack. There's a double suit on the board. He checks again to me. I guess I'll protect the hand as the board is pretty wet. I pop in another $300 and the cutoff folds. We take down an easy $803 pot. We button straddle for $10 with the ace-3 off. We got 2 limpers and the cutoff bets to $40. We defend and the other 2 make the call. The flop is a jack, 3, and a 6. We have a bottom pair. It checks it under the gun. He bets to 50 and I decide to float with a small pair. Small blind calls as well. The turn is ace. We bank 2 pairs. Thank you very much, dealer. Small blind checks and under the gun bets to $160. I then decide to raise it to $500 and the small blind folds. Under the gun makes the call. The river is a 7. He checks at me. I decide to shove all in. Under the gun has about $1,380. He tanks for a while, which makes me extremely happy. And finally makes a reluctant call. I show the 2 pair. He mucks. I take down the largest pot of my life. $4,205. So we popped in about $2,500 today and cash out at $4,455, making a profit of $1,955. It's too bad that we busted out of that $1,500 tournament ticket this morning and we were super stuck. But now we have another bullet that we can fire in the next video. So make sure you tune in as we make a super deep run. And if you don't want to miss it, please subscribe and ring that notification button, and a thumbs up would be awesome as well. I will catch you all in the next video.